Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome to RFF Picks. Today we have a correlated esports bet on PrizePicks for you on Wednesday. This is going to be March 26th. So first of all, let's go over the slip that ended up losing right at the end of the game. So I was watching this all the way down to the last minute, I think last 1 or 2 minutes, and this slip completely flipped script. Trae Young, they were definitely close. Trae Young was at 10 assists by 2 minutes at the end of the game, and Dyson Daniels was at 20 points and rebounds. So we ended up getting 7 at the end of the game, and Trae Young got 2 assists at the end. So this one went right down to the wire and ended up losing. So once again, even at the beginning, even while I was watching it, I'm like, wow, we're finally going to hit. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I know we're not going to hit because we're just so cold right now. So it's brutal. It's definitely tough right now, but we still got some money. One of the things that Miles likes to say is you want to leave the club with something. So we at least won a little bit. Obviously, we would love to see the 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. But at the end of the day, we still kind of went 3 out of 5. So this was, once again, just super close, right down to the wire. It's kind of coping for at the end of the day because we have to play the games out to the final. But I just, while watching, I was like, wow, this actually might be the slip, and it didn't end up being it. So there was a comment out there that said that I was the fade god. That's fine that you can think that, but they said that they want to pick the opposite of my plays. So I think that's pushing it a little bit because a lot of these plays are winning. We just have yet to put a slip together. So you can go ahead and do that, but you're going to see a lot more red than you are. At least my screen shows green, a lot of greens at the end of the day. We're just not putting a full slip at the end of the day. We're hitting a ton of 3 out of 4s, a ton of 4 out of 5s, and so yeah, it's sad, it's tough, and this is probably one of the worst slumps I have been probably in my whole gambling career. But yeah. At least, like I said, at least we kind of went a 3 out of 5 on this one. Would have at least loved to see a 4 out of 5, but it is what it is. We keep moving, and I don't even know how many of you ended up tailing this because in the video that I posted last night, I knew it was difficult that some of these lines could be moved really quickly, and so that could have happened to some of y'all. I think someone made a comment, not too sure, but this play should be good still to make, and it's correlated play. I like it a lot. So here's our Real Friends community. What this is, we have our main channel, Real Friends in Football. We started that 3 years ago. That channel was initially supposed to be a gambling channel where we talked about football. We kind of shifted the direction to just a football channel, and we started RFF Picks a year ago. So as you can see below, I'm up 500 units, 7% ROI over 7,000 bets that I've made. So you can see, obviously, my trajectory going upwards. Obviously, we've been in slumps here and there. Like I said, this one was one of the really bad ones. This one was brutal. I think this went for like a month and a half straight, and it was bad. So yeah, we're probably in one of those kind of slumps once again. But at the end of the day, I'm doing what I do. As you can see, the 3 pillars, this is a screenshot of 3 years of my gambling history. These are the 3 pillars that I do. So I do all EV positive plays, correlated betting, or villain betting, right? So every play that I make is with my head, not with my heart. They're all directed towards these pillars. So I try to take almost, I was saying with my brain, but I try to take, I guess, my heart out of it. I take the heart out of my bets and just try to make the most mathematical smart play that I can make, right? That's kind of the concept here, right? We have EV betting. We're comparing between sportsbooks. We want to make sure we're on the right side of the bet. We want to compare to, multiple sportsbooks as we can. We like correlated betting to where we're kind of betting with teammates together on League of Legends or Counter-Strike or, football, to where we're pairing up a quarterback receiver. We want our slips to make sense when it comes to PrizePicks, right? And then the villain thing, I talk about it all the time, but I like to be against the grain. I like to be on the side of the sports books a lot of the time. So public is notorious for losing. We want to be on the side, the Vegas casinos, all that kind of stuff, the lights, these hotels and all that stuff. They're making the money because they are in the right? That's kind of what our thought process is here. So here's our link tree. You can find all of our platforms that we have: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff over there. Here's our winnable. What this is, the easy way to get our plays, right? So if you're subscribed to this, which there are up to 1,200 people that are subscribed to our winnable, you will get a text or email of our plays. You can tail them on there. So the free plan is going to be all of our plays on YouTube. So like I said, obviously this one ended up 3 out of 5ing, but basketball can be very difficult when I come on here and make plays because the lines shift a lot more. I feel like this PrizePicks are more like keyed in on, the NFL, the NBA. They're shifting the lines like all the time with this. So we have more problems with that than we do esports, I feel. Like I said, I feel esports, they're kind of just like throwing lines up there and not really doing a lot, and they don't care too much. And so they're not shifting the lines a lot when it comes to esports. But what I was saying is you want to make sure if you're going to tail the play to subscribe to our free plan, because it's the easiest, best way to get our link. You'll get the link of the play right when I make it. I've already put this play on our winnable, so you will link, and you should have no issues with tailing the play with any problems, right? So our MVP plan, that's going to be $100 a month. Right now, we are giving a discount because we're struggling right now. So 76% off. Type in code actually March Madness, and you will get our plan for $25 a month or $1 a day, or less than $1 a day. So here's going to be the play. Finally, we have a correlated Counter-Strike play at the top, and then we have a League of Legends correlated play at the bottom. So I talk about Counter-Strike all the time, to where they are going best of 13. So that means that these games can go anywhere from, 13 to 11 to 13 to 12. They go back and forth matches between the two teams. So we have Rush B going against Copenhagen Wolves. And the thought process here is we want the game to go long, right? It's not like a hockey game to where there's 20-minute periods, etc. They're going best of 13. So there have even been situations to where they go into overtime, right? That's actually a pretty decent situation, especially if the two teams are very matched, right? So that happens a lot of the times. They'll switch between, T-side, all that kind of stuff. So what we're hoping for, like I said, in this situation is that these two teams go back and forth together. If that happens, it's very likely that they're going to go over, right? So we're hoping for, between maps 1 and 2, we're hoping for a 13 to 11, a 13 to 10 situation. If that happens, they're very likely to go over. The other kind of thought process with that is the more games, the more between the maps, the more opportunities these guys have to get kills. So that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping for allotted longer game time, right? So that's kind of the thought process on the above. And then on the bottom, we are pairing up two teammates, Pope Belter and TF Blade. I've actually been a avid League of Legends player throughout my whole life. Right now, I'm not playing too much, but I was huge into the esports scene, especially a long time ago. Still am, still follow along with it, but not playing the game too much. But I know how the game works, right? And these are two guys that I'm older, so I wouldn't say grew up with, but kind of the OGs of the League of Legends community, I would say. Definitely Poe Belter as well. So, we have this new team that I guess Doublelift started, and they threw him into the NACL, so this is like the Challenger League, and so these guys are actually playing a pretty decent team here, and I feel like their lines are a little too high, right? So that's why we're going to bet on the under for them. I looked at them on different sports books. I think Underdog, they had Poe Belter at 8.5, and then TF Blade was at 6.5. So not only are we doing that, but we're gonna be correlating them in a play together, right? So it's, if this team, what's their team name? Doublelift team name. Near Airport. Okay, Near Airport is the team, right? So Near Airport, they're the new team that Doublelift started, and they are playing this team in NACL, right? And the team that they're playing, I looked at their roster, they're actually pretty legitimate. They've been kind of stomping throughout the entire time, but right now, this team that they are playing is pretty good. And so, right, these are inflated lines. A lot of people are going to want to take the over for guys like this, so that could be a reason to where they're putting them decently higher, right? But the thing about Poe Belter is he's more of like a control mage, and I feel like him getting up to 9.5 could be unlikely. They'll probably try to feed the team Doublelift. He's kind of the main carry, so you might see Poe Belter on an Orianna, maybe like a Syndra type situation, and then TF Blade, he kind of runs his own on the top lane, but at the same time, 8 kills as a top laner in 2 maps is definitely high. So what we're hoping for in this game, right, I talked about Counter-Strike a little bit, what we're hoping for in League is that either this team, Near Airport, if Near Airport wins the game very quickly, if the game, if they stomp the game, then they might not reach their kill totals, right? Because the game gets completed very quick. They win within a 20-25 minute time frame. They're not going to be able to be on the Rift for a certain amount of time period, right? So they're not going to have a lot of opportunities to get kills, right? And then with that situation, or another situation that could occur is that the other team wins. If the other team wins or the other team kind of stomps the game, then once again it's very likely that they're going to go under their kill totals, right? And the way that League of Legends works, a very snowbally game, and so if a team is losing, they're usually going to lose like pretty bad. If they're winning, then everyone on the team eats. So the way that you're able to pair up teammates together, mid laner and top laner, to me is very strong, right? So like I said, what we're kind of hoping for in this slip, and you can tell by the way that it gets pushed down to an 8x play, because usually these are going to be 10x. So, PrizePicks has an idea that we know what we're doing here. So we are, like I said, we're pairing a slip. We want a storyline to happen. So, like I said, we're hoping for the top here, the Counter-Strike. We want these guys to go over their game time, right? We're hoping for a long, drawn-out match. And then at the bottom, we're kind of hoping for the opposite. We're hoping not a lot of game time. The game gets completed very quickly. It's very likely that everyone on the map is not going to reach their kills. So, sorry I went a little ranty on this one, but obviously, esports is... I'm pretty passionate about it, so I like talking about it a little bit. But that's kind of the thought process behind the play. I feel good about it. Best of luck. I'll be watching the new team, Double Lift's new team, near airport. And I'll be tuning in tomorrow, and we'll be watching, and see y'all soon.